Welcome back to the channel. Today we're with the Volvo EX40, the artist formerly known as the XC40. All this new naming structure. So E identifies with Volvo that it's an electric, X that it's an SUV. This would have been one of the first all-electric vehicles with Volvo, followed by its all-electric, only coming in electric, the C40, which is now called the EC40. And today we're specifically with the black edition, single motor, extended range. So probably the sweet spot whenever we see these electric vehicles with the bigger battery, but the single motor version. It does come in a twin motor version, but we won't have that. It is the Ultra trim, which is the upper level trim here in Ireland. We're going to have a look around the outside, the inside, and of course take it out for a drive. Let's get started. The name kind of gives it away when they talk about it being the black edition. Nearly every single thing on the outside of this car is black, except for on the wheels, which are 20-inch on the Ultra Black Edition. A small bit of Volvo chrome there in the middle. And then the only other place there's chrome is the actual Volvo name in the middle, but the silver usually of the Volvo badge is not. This would have had a midlife refresh a couple of years ago. And again, closed off grille. This area is where you'd notice, and I have it up on my channel, where the XC40, this would have been smoothed off. So you'll see some of the original XCs on the road, and there's a bit more of a lip, a pronounced lip on it. But then this is the newer version, and then this is the all black with the new name, EX40. Thor's hammer daytime running lights, indicators, a main beam, and then this one has the fog light down the bottom in this kind of a bow tie. Again, this stylistically very similar to the likes of the Polestar, with that element down here, that little bumper insert. It's gloss black everywhere. As I mentioned, the Volvo badging all in gloss black, some venting here underneath. You can still get this in a plug-in hybrid version, which will have a actual grille, and then some matte black down here with some more venting. The sensors, the Ultra trim then also is the 360-degree camera. There is a Frunk inside, 31 litres, so it's a decent size. We'll open that up for you now. I like it. I like the all black edition. Like it never, here we go. Little double strut, double latch. You have your window washer fluid. And there's your 31 litres there. So ideal for your Type 2 charging cable. And if you've got the 3-pin cable as well, if you want to put whatever you want in there. It's lined. Down along the side, we are on 20-inch. The standard Volvo EX40 comes in at 19-inch, but for this black edition, they've gone with 20-inch gloss black 5-spoke. And we are on the front 235 4520s, Pirelli P0s, some matte black cladding around the wheel arches, and then also down along the side. Everything gloss black. So this has the pano sunroof on the Ultra trim that does open, gloss black rails, gloss black B-pillar, gloss black, you're getting the theme. Indicators with the 360-degree camera in underneath there then as well. Retractable, keyless entry, keyless start. And then charging down here, up to 22 kilowatt depending on the trim. 10 to 80% in about 30 minutes. That's a rear left-hand side, so the supercharger corner, as I'm starting to call it. Those gloss black wheels are really imposing. On the rear, slightly different tyres. They are 55/40 in the rear. Then down, we've got gloss black area at the top, high-level brake lamp, large window wiper. Still a handsome car, has aged very well. I've actually done a used EV review on the original XC40, but just that I wanted to get it on the channel, the fact that it's now rebadged. Speaking of badging, all blacked out here in the back, so you've got your Volvo name word mark up the top, the EX40. Hopefully you can see it there in black. And so that's what's going to be known as moving forward. And if it's the performance, I think you get performance badging down along here. Power tail lift, 410 litres. Very practical. We've got 46 with a ski hatch, some storage down along the side, LED light, tie-off hooks. There's the light up in there. Shopping bag hooks there as well. Volvo do a great job of these floors, so you can actually pop that up. It'll slit down into 2 slots, and again you got some more shopping bag hooks there for 3 charging cable. More tie-off hooks there, and that ski hatch we talked about already, that goes all the way through. It can tow 1500 kgs on the single motor, and then if you go for the twin motor, up to 1800 kgs. What other stats have I got on the Volvo EX40? Very hard to say it after saying it for so long. Prices in Ireland starting around, for the EX40, starting around 55,000 euros. So it's very much on that premium end of things, up against the likes of the BMW and the Audis. And then the Ultra at the moment is around 59, the black edition is around 59. With the Ultra trim, it brings it over the grand, so it jumps up then to 69, and that's the vehicle that I have here today. The black edition with the Ultra trim, panel sunroof, Harman Kardon sound system. It's 69,000 euros, but you can get a black edition, single motor, standard range for in around that 55 to 59 price. I didn't leave it till all the very end to give you the pricing on that. As I mentioned, it comes in 2 trims in Ireland, plus an Ultra is what it's called. Single motor extended range or twin motor performance. 8 colours in the standard EX40, only the black colour in the black edition. The difference in the Ultra and the black edition is the onyx black paint, high gloss black badging in the rear, high gloss black grille, and iron mark is what they're calling their Volvo logo. And then the 20-inch black 5-spoke alloys. Ultra trim, you get the active bending pixel LED headlights, which this has. Power tint and slide panoramic sunroof, parking sensors, 360-degree cameras, illuminated pockets and cup holders, ambient front door, taillight illumination, premium sound system on Harman and Kardon. Not a lot has changed in the back here now. Got this dual fabric, kind of a suede in the middle, and it's it's like a sports material in the side panels. 2 Isofix in the rear and another one in the passenger seat, so 3 in total. Also on the Ultra edition, you have the ability of dropping these headrests down via the central screen. I'll show you that once I'm up the front. This is a central headrest there in here as well if you need it. One-handed as always. Your cup holders, and the ability then to open up that ski hatch, but only from the other side, the boot side or trunk side. It is based on a combustion engine platform, so you do have a fairly large transmission tunnel. My feet go in underneath my seats. There is enough of a space for me behind my seat that's set for me. We're at 188 centimeters, 6'2", and then headroom. It's about 2 to 3 centimeters of headroom. That panoramic sunroof has a blind on it as well, so it does, and it does open. You can see there. Only handles, as they're called, up the front, none in the rear. On the door, you have that Harman Kardon speaker systems, 12 speaker, good big chunky door handles. I'll open up the windows and show you how far down they go. Not a bad door pocket. Speaker in the bottom then there as well. Hard plastic in the back of the seats and a net for storing stuff. You've got your Volvo grill, air vents, heated 3-stage either side, and then also 2 USB Type-Cs in the center console then as well. Yeah, the fit and finish is phenomenal. It is a Volvo, that's what you'd expect from that premium side of things. And then up at the front, so 2 keyless entry, keyless start. There's just a little indentation on the handle, you'll see it there. And that'll open or close it for you. You can see your Harman Kardon speaker here. At night time, and I'll try and get some footage at the end, even in the car park, is it has this kind of topographical insert. Your lock and unlocking, your central locking, your left and right door mirror adjustments, 4 buttons for your door mirrors, and the ability to lock or unlock the rear doors and disable the windows. Large door pocket, like super big. Electrically adjusted driver's seat, and on Ultra it's electrically adjusted on the passenger side then as well. The ability to power open the frunk here, some card holders, also the little ticket holder up on the windscreen there as well. Vertical air ventilation, 12.3 inch pill shaped, and when you sit into the car that's what activates it. 3-spoke steering wheel with that silver around the edge, cruise control, etc. Distance on the left hand side, right hand side is voice, menu, and then the ability to move forward tracks, volume up and down, select. Wipers on the right hand side, left hand side is lights and indicators, automatic lights. Then probably in this day and age a bit of a smaller screen, 9-inch with your apps, Google built in, so you do have Google Maps, YouTube. You can also log into your Spotify. It has Android Auto and Apple CarPlay wired. So if you do still want to just mirror your own phone screen, it has the ability of doing that. And then a home button underneath. Volume, physical button up and down, track moving, heated demisters front and rear for buttons, and then a physical hazard button. 12 volt there. USB with data and a regular USB, wireless charging pad. This is your mode selector. So drive is back, it's hollow, neutral, and then reverse. And you can see the 360-degree stuff here. If you want to look out, give me the 360. So you can see the car all the way around. Park then is this button behind it, a slightly smaller, and then a larger cup holder, different levels. Little trash can bucket, you can take it out if you want more space, but armrest, fixed position. You can see that other ISOFIX in that front seat, and more of that topographical dash inlay that lights up at night time. Decent sized glove box, full width. With the central screen then, you've got at the bottom, it always has the it always has the climate control, so you can see it has automatic, different levels, it's dual zone, and you've got the heated seats 3-stage and heated steering wheel 3-stage as well. Yeah, good. I was going to show you the ability of dropping the rear headrests. So at the moment the headrests are up, and then I can just hit fold and then they drop it down. Couldn't catch it fast enough. If you were just needing more for more visibility, if you were reversing or something like that. Blind is that way, you can see it closing up there. You can stop it as well and then continue up, and that will open up the sunroof as well. Frameless door mirror, sorry, rear view mirror, and in here we have our Volvo charging card, your little vanity light. Headroom for me, about 3 or 4, just before the lip of the sunroof, but never going to be bothering there. Seats are lovely. I did, trying not to get so much sun, I drove to Charleville yesterday, then up to Galway and back, so I did a lot. And then mileage, I'm getting about, for the last 600 odd kilometers, about 21 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. So real world in this with the extended battery, around 350, 400 kilometers. It's not great. The XC40 and now the EX40 is just a heavy car. Not very efficient. It is a large SUV. Tough for it to be aero. We had the conversation before. I think I put a video up on the channel as well, whether you want the twin motor. There's plenty torque in this vehicle. You don't need any more. They're never shy on power. The XC40 now, EX40. Let me have a look to see what else I have in my notes. And while I'm doing that, we can also go through this screen. The fact that you've got Google built in is really handy, because once you're using the maps, it'll show you where the chargers are. And it'll also give you the time that you need to stop for and how long you need to stop for that for. Horsepower, it's 252 horsepower, the one I have today, saying the electric range of 556, but that is with a very big star. That is the interior and exterior of the Volvo EX40 Black Edition. Let's take it out for a drive. What's it like driving the Volvo EX40? As I mentioned, this button is in the seat, so as soon as you sit in and press the brake pedal, it's engaged into drive. It has a one pedal drive setting in the driver settings, so the driving modes and the driving dynamics section. So you can have a standard or off-road mode, and then it has the ability for to turn on and off speed sign limiting, lane keeping aid. But what I like the most is the fact that you have one pedal drive. You've got three different levels of doing it, three different ways of doing it. You can have it off if you just want to freewheel it. You can have it automatic, and I talked about this before in the Volvo EX30 review. If you haven't already watched those videos on the channel, we've had it a couple of times on, and that will work out. If there's a vehicle in front of it, it'll slow it down. But if it's not a vehicle in front of it, when you take your foot off the accelerator, it'll freewheel. Whereas I prefer one pedal driving mode on, so when I take my foot off the accelerator, it'll go right the way down to 0. And then I just, if I want to engage the electronic handbrake, press in the the brake pedal, and it will do it. I also have the ability of turning on whether I want steering feel firm or not, and I do. Home button at the bottom. I like the Volvo EX40. The seating position is nice. It's big enough. It'll work for family with maybe one small child, or the other end of the scale. If you've got 2 kids, potentially might get a bit tight with space, depending on what age is there. But if you're empty nesters, if you don't have any children at all, because it's not the largest of electric vehicles. I'm wondering, did that the camera pick up the fact that, and yes, I know it's it's a red light that is of no use really because it's a building site, but you still kind of have to obey it. But some people are just flying through it here in Cherrywood as if it doesn't exist at all. I hope it lasts for them. We've got our speed sign recognition there, so it's 30 kilometers an hour here within the Cherrywood development, and it doesn't like the fact that I'm going over that. I mentioned when we were doing the inside review that I felt that the central screen is probably a bit on the small side. But you know what? It's probably enough for a lot of people. With the wired Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, so I'll turn on the maps there. Maps perfectly big, don't need any more. It's when you plug in your phone and you have the bit at the bottom, things start to get a bit cramped. So at the bottom of my Android Auto, I have weather on one side, and the other side then is my media player. So the satellite navigation, media player, sorry, Spotify. As always, let's go through the basics. Visibility is good. Nice size rear door mirrors, and it has blind spot built in. Good visibility out the front, nice rake to the windscreen. And at the rear, because that central headrest is built into the actual seat, if you don't have a third person in the middle, and if they are going to be there, I highly doubt they're going to be tall enough to require the headrest. You've got a decent size rear. And as we talked about already, we have the ability of driving or setting up the headrests. You can hopefully see it there now. So it makes the whole thing even wider. So visibility is good, and that driver display is good. Brakes, the fact that there's one pedal driving, I'm always a fan of, and it has a nice blend between the regenerative braking and the real physical brakes. Acceleration, this single motor is all you need. You don't need any more than that. If you think you need the twin motor, see there straight away, you can see that unless you want a performance electric vehicle, and some people obviously do, but there's lots of torque with it. 232 horsepower in the single motor version. You're good. Steering wheel physical buttons, which are always great. It hasn't missed a beat all the way down to Charleville. Cruise control, very handy, and the seats are gorgeous and comfortable as well. I had them on the heated stuff during the week. It was a bit cooler. At the moment today it's 12 degrees. Yeah, overall, I've been very happy with the Volvo EX40. It's something I know for a number of years now. Obviously in this black edition looks a small bit more menacing. And the fact that a couple of years ago, probably 18 months ago, we went from front wheel drive to rear wheel drive. We've already covered that in the channel, so that was good to see. And the dynamic is definitely getting better with that electric motors. It's just still a small bit heavy. It's an 82 kilowatt hour battery in the extended range. So at the 21, you're getting 390, 400. Now that is motorway. So if you are doing more urban runs, you're going to be getting that 450 up near that 500 side of things when the good weather comes in as well. Hopefully you've enjoyed that look around the Volvo EX40 Black Edition. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do so. Hit the like button, leave a comment, share the video. And remember, if you think an EV is for you, leave it to me and I'll review. Thank you very much for watching.